Okay, this is the split demo. In your split assets folder, you will find the cat mouth PSD, the animal carnival meow, there we go, animal, mammal, carnivore, cat, domestic cat meow, and then there are two files that are JPEGs from morgue files. We've got a beach and a cat. Now we're going to need to prepare these JPEGs in Photoshop. So place all the files in the necessary folders. You want to put the cat meow into the audio folder. We want to put the two JPEGs into the flat images. And we want to put the cat mouth, which is a layered PSD, into the layered PSD files. Check to make sure that they're there. Okay. Now we want to prepare these two files. We want to make them the size and the kind of file. We want to take care of clearing up anything that we don't need. We want to edit them. We're going to make the cat into a layered PSD with transparency. And we're going to take the beach and we're going to change the angle of the view so the cat can sit comfortably on the beach. So open them in Photoshop. Now before beginning, I'm going to go ahead and make them the right height because I ran into that problem while we were doing it in class and I think it would be a good idea. So let's make the cat about 900 pixels tall. And we're going to rename this and make sure it's a PSD. So we're going to File, Save As. We're going to make it a PSD file. And we're going to call it our last name, first initial, and cat. Make sure it goes into the layered PSD files and save it. Now we're going to take this piece of sand and we make sure that it's only going to be 720 pixels tall and 1280 wide. But I think that first we should go ahead and change the perspective so that when we do cut it down we don't end up with any empty spots by the way that we've stretched it. So we'll go ahead and start out. So right now it's huge if we look at the image size. So we have a lot of room. Oh, it's the right size. It's not, it's the wrong height. Okay, so all we have to do is worry about the height. So we'll do that after we do the perspective. So we're going to edit. Oh, we have to select all. Command A. And we're going to edit, transform, perspective. And remembering that the cat was sitting with about a 30-degree angle, I'm going to drag this out until it looks like that's about the same angle that the cat had. And take the display down to about 40 or 50%. No. It always does that, damn it. Take it down to about 40 or 50% and then make sure that you've got a good angle in that. Okay, that looks pretty good. So I'm going to accept that. Then I'm going to use the Command D to deselect image canvas size, and I'm going to cut down to the right size in pixels. I want it to be 720 tall. And I think I like the upper part on this at this point, and that will be good. That looks good. I'm going to save this as beach file. Save as, and I'm going to call it beach. Now I'm going to call the file, okay. And now I'm going to file, save as, and I'm going to title this, because this will be the base for the entire file. I'm going to call it my last name, my first initial, and this will be the split demo. And we want that to be a PSD. Okay, now we're going to go back to the cat. Now we want to cut the cat out. Make the cat as big as it can be by double clicking on the hand. That makes it as big as it can be in the display. And get your quick selection tool. And get a nice size for the quick selection tool. Let's see. 12 pixels looks good. Now I'm going to drag it across parts. Plus. Make sure you've got a plus on the little brush. And then drag it across the cat. So you select all the parts that are necessary. It's going to take some that you don't want. You'll have to work with that. Okay, I want to get the negative. I want to get rid of this part, this part, this part. I want to zoom in a little here, because I also want to get rid of this part. Then I want to add this part back in. This is a very touchy part. We may have to just paint this. Okay, now we want to go to Refine Edge, and we want to decontaminate colors, give it a little feather, and we'll output it to, you can do several things here. If we had a really clean selection, we could just output it as a new layer. If it's a little fuzzy like this, we're going to output to a new layer with layer mask. I'm going to turn on edge detection, and I'm going to say OK. Now I've got a layer mask, so I can click on the layer mask, get a brush, and zoom in on the places where I'm not happy with the edge, and I can use white to add to the image. And use black to get it away from the image. Okay, I think that looks fairly reasonable. So now that we've got this, we can apply the mask, and then duplicate the layer to the other document. There he is. He appears in the same position relative to where he was. I'll put him right in the middle there. And I'm going to use the effects to give him a drop shadow. And since the light seems to be coming from this direction, yeah, I think that would look good. Let's bring it out, distance down. Oh, we've still got those little lines. I'll have to erase those. That's good, but we're going to make this a lot lighter because we're at the beach. Give them a different contour. Let's go for that one. That one. That looks good. Okay. And now we're going to erase in this general area. Okay, that's good. Okay, so here's our cat. Now I'm going to type the word in a fairly large size. 72 is probably not even big enough, but we'll start with that. We can change it. And I'm going to use Helvetica Neue because it's a very good hard edge, and I think I want to go with bold. And type the word meow. There we go. And it's white right now. I want to make it an interesting color. Something stronger. Perhaps I'll just go with one of the colors from the sand. Just make it a little stronger. Okay, that's good. So there's meow. And I will save that. So now this is my file. Okay, it's very simple. The text is very simple. We'll put it down there and maybe make it, oh, let's get about 120. So there's my cat. Save again. And now I can exit Photoshop because we're done with Photoshop. Save. Okay.